Sunday morning, 17th of August, and I want to try a little talk, and a little chat, a little experiment. First of all, I'm going to use some of this rather vile shaving soap in a tube. This is the Ingram Lather Shave Cool. Stearic acid, coconut oil, glycerine, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, perfume and blue colour. So let's do one stage sillier. We use a little bit of this. I'm going to put this on my hand, thus. I'm going to wrap up a lather. This rather horrible little natural Amiga made in Italy pure Citola brush, which is quite honestly not me at all. But that's not what I'm going to get to. What I'm going to get to is the absurdity of disposable razors. And even the one which I'm really looking forward to showing you guys, which is one that looks and acts a little bit like a straight razor. As you know, the normal disposable vial things look like that, courtesy design of Mr. Gillette from many years ago, and have been used ever since. I don't like the angle of so-called safety razors. That's a particularly interesting one. It's a single blade and it works extremely well, but I don't like disposables. The reason is, apart from the fact we're trying to save the bloody planet, which seems a bit pointless, you can't really harmonise and love anything disposable. The next thing I want to show is what we're going to use to shave with, which is this piece of crap. How about this? Yes, this is a completely disposable, I do mean completely disposable, one-stop razor. Because I can't even open, that's how useless it is. So I'm going to use a pair of scissors to open it. Right, and inside this disposable packet, I mean, even this has got to go to the tip and be disposed of. We have this. Now this Frankenstein's monster is a very clever design. You strip off, if you can, the plastic blade guard, thus. What you're left with is a single-use, single-blade, disposable straight razor. Now, here's my argument, if you want to call it an argument, my dissertation, which is, when in the 1980s they made it illegal for barbers to use straight razors in the normal form, the clean, hygienic straight razor we all love, they wanted us to use the insertable blade style, which of course is fairly disgusting. But what they didn't say was, these aren't disposable, are they? So when you've used this on a few customers, you don't properly clean them, you're taking the skin debris from one customer straight onto another with lovely warm water and soap. That's bureaucratic, not thinking for you. Anyway, let's try this. And yet, I have to admit, lovely. And it has the right shape. I wonder how many shaves you could get out of one of these disposable straight razors. Though it is a bit, it's like that usual over sharp feel. Which for those who aren't used to straight razor shaving is a strange description. It is over sharp. In fact, I think I've just nicked myself. However, that's the price you pay for having a disposable world. So I wonder what next they're going to enforce. Perhaps we should have disposable electric cars. You buy them, when the battery's been used up, you don't recharge it, you dispose of it. Wouldn't that be a sensible idea? I'm sure there's some bureaucrat working on that right now. Talking of which, a friend of mine, he's a policeman as it happens, just managed to buy himself a brand new car. Brand new Ford Focus. And it's a high spec one. And he's very happy with it until he found out the road tax on it is an extra £400 a year for the next 5 years, because it's new and it can't be reused. This world. If it wasn't so funny, I'd cry. However, that's the way things are. So I would not recommend this. It's over sharp. It's already given me a very slight cut. It hasn't got the stiffness of feel. This is about, I don't know, 2 days stubble, and it's quite stiff. And this plastic piece of rubbish is bending. So, disposables perhaps not. No, can't say I like it. However, I'm sure they'll soon make a law saying all barbers have to use completely disposable razors with completely disposable handles like this. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. That's what they will do. The next thing is, of course, they'll enforce us to have sex changes and be lovely and transgender. However, let me show you what a true masterpiece looks like. Now, this does use disposable blades, but this is the epitome of quality. This is a Feather DX, and this is a totally different beast. The blades are very, very good. I'd never recommend feather blades, they're too sharp. This one has a Capitan blade in it, which are far superior. This one's probably had about, I don't know, 8-10 shaves, and it still works well. But let's compare it, as in a comparison mode, to a standard Feather DX. Standard rather Feather. This one is the one with the slightly unusual plastic scales. And this one's got the slightly different conformity of edge to it. You can probably just see there's a little raised bar which alters the angle. I personally prefer the more acute angle, but anyway, I'll show you that one in 2 secs and we'll call it a day. Yeah, okay, adequate. Don't like the angle. Let's go now, finally, one which I modified, which is a Feather Professional, which is the usual one with the black plastic scales. But this one, I took all that ghastly, I don't know what you call it, sandblasted finish. The sandblasted finish is, I suppose, to help you struggle with holding the damn things. Personally, I found it rather offensive. So this one, I've deepened, as you can see, I have mentioned this before, guys, but I have deepened the notches underneath, and I've taken off all that rather horrible sandblasted finish by polishing. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, this is the same angle now as the DX. But these are modest priced. The DXs are very expensive. But this is good. I put this up against any other feather style. Yeah, it's not bad. It won't compete or compare to a true straight razor. Nothing else does. But if you're travelling and you don't want to carry in your luggage or on your person the nasty, offensive straight razor, then you can use one of these. It's marvellous how, particularly in Britain, we have an extremely weird post office system in this country. They wanted to jump on the political correctness wagon because they had defrauded and imprisoned hundreds of sub-postmasters and mistresses because they put a new accounting system, computerised, and of course it defrauded everybody. Of course the government wouldn't admit to it, the post office wouldn't admit to it. It was a massive law case. So thank you, modern world. You are completely crap. But anyway, getting back to this fellow, I would honestly say the Japanese make marvellous, always have made marvellous razors. And this feather, once modified, so it's the same angle as the DX, does give an extremely close and effective shave. My contention has always been the blade edge is that mass manufactured blade edge is incredibly sharp, scalpel sharp, but not kind. If you want a kind shave and you want a kind edge, you got to hone it yourself. But that is still not bad. Look, blood. That's because they are over sharp. That was not from this, by the way. That was from this little plastic abortion, which I don't approve of at all. However, all being said, yeah, it is just typical of a mass manufactured item. Unbelievably sharp, irritates the skin, and given the slightest excuse will cut you. But it looks remarkably like a straight razor. So aesthetically, nah. Economically, let's not be bloody silly. I mean, use it once, throw it away, throw the packet away. Anyway, welcome to the modern world, or rather you are welcome to the modern world. I've got to do a few touch-ups because this thing isn't particularly accurate and is rather flimsy. So, yeah, you need the rigidity of a proper straight razor. Well, it can be used. Should it be used? No. Anyway, guys, that'll do me. So there you have the world's latest wonder by by Expert. This is the Expert Platinum. Best choice for barbers. Yeah, because we all know that barbers love disposable junk. So you'll probably be forced in the near future to be using those. And I wish you all the best. Whereas, of course, using a straight razor, you get a much, much more comfortable shave. And I just don't believe that there's any way of catching horrible diseases from the edge of a straight razor if it's wiped afterwards. But anyway, that's the way of the world. So, chaps, there you have a fairly disgusting, but worked lather from these people. Look, strange writing. So this is the Ingram. I've got to say it was all right. I can't complain about that. Put the little cap back on. Good for another few shaves. I'm going to leave you in peace with these happy thoughts. If you're thinking about how wonderful the modern world is, just look at disposable electric cars and disposable razors, and that's all you need to know. Anyway, Martin's Shave Test, over and out.